come up with some grandiose expectations about what we think things might be or what we hope they are. And so then it makes it harder for us to just take each moment for what it is. So that is what I invite you to do today. Try your best to just stay in the present, stay in the moment, experiencing each moment and each pose for what it is today. Without judgment, without comparison, and just allowing yourself to be here fully. And then just begin to scan your body. So noticing the physical body. From the top of your head down to your feet, checking in with yourself. Do you notice areas of tension or discomfort, stiffness? And then just checking in with your breathing. Noticing the location of the breath or where you feel your breath. And then noticing what's happening in your mind. Is there a lot of mind chatter happening? Do you feel like you're able to sit and be focused on your breath? And then I invite you to really use your breath to help you stay focused today and stay centered. So if your mind starts to wander off, just bring your awareness back to your breathing. And then we'll start to shift the breath low into the belly. You can place one or both hands over your belly if that feels good for you, or you can just rest them on your lap. Sometimes it helps to have a little bit more of a tactile cue so we can be aware of that breathing. And just inhale and exhale into the belly at your own pace. And if you'd like, you can start to gently lengthen the breath. Maybe making that exhale slightly longer than the inhale. And if it's available to you, think about inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth like you're fogging up a mirror with your breath. It's kind of moving into more of our yogic breath. Think about drawing in a sense of peace and releasing anything that's not serving you well today. Any tension or discomfort. And then as you continue to breathe deeply into the low belly, think about creating an intention or a dedication to your practice today. Just something to give it a little bit more meaning and purpose. And then we'll take another cleansing breath, inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And when you feel ready, maybe scooting a little bit more forward in your chair. And we're going to start to cycle through seated cat and cow pose. So after we take our first couple of cycles, if you're able to do this with your eyes closed, I invite you to try that today. So on an inhale, you're going to tip the pelvis forward, sit nice and tall, open the palms up, lift the chin. As you exhale, you'll tuck in round, draw the belly button in, come to seated cat pose. And just begin to flow with your breath. So sometimes taking out that visual sense allows us to stay a little bit more centered and focused in our own body. So just cycling through cat and cow, doing your best to coordinate your breath. Inhale to seated cow pose. Exhale, seated cat. So just begin to flow with your breath. So don't worry if you're exactly in sync with me or with others. but just do what works for your body today. As you come into seated cow, think about grounding down through the feet as well. As you exhale, tuck and round, really lengthening out that back body and using your tummy muscles. Inhaling, sitting nice and tall, opening up the heart. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Good, couple more cycles here with your breath. Inhale, seated cow. Exhale, seated cat. Inhale, open up, seated cow. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Good, come to mountain pose. Nice neutral spine here. Palms forward, ground down through the feet. And just start to rock at the ankles a little bit. So toes to heels, lifting up the heels, then lifting up the toes. Just starting to bring some awareness down to your feet. And just feel the ground beneath you. And then as you set your heels down, I want you to think about lifting up your toes and spreading them nice and wide. So you can notice all four corners of each foot. And then sit a little bit straighter in your chair. So lifting the chest up, lifting the top of your head up. Think about lining up your spine. So if you have a tendency to sort of lead with your nose or round forward, I want you to really think about setting up your head and neck over the rest of your spine and allowing that to be over your pelvis. Good. We're gonna move through a half sun salutation to warm the body a little bit more. So as you breathe in, you'll reach one or both arms up. Look up towards the sky. If you'd like, you can take a little back bend. If not, don't worry about it. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center and round your back, forward fold, reaching for the floor or resting your arms on your thighs. We'll just pause briefly here, relaxing the back of the neck, continuing to breathe. On your next inhale, perch forward, halfway lift. So coming up halfway, noticing that straighter spine position, pulling your tummy in. And as you exhale, round and fold. Press through your feet, so grounding down through the feet, come all the way up with your arms, taking your time, lifting your arms up over your head, beautiful. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, sitting tall, lifting the top of your head up. Inhale, sweep up. If you want, little back bend, looking up. Exhale, hands come through heart center, round your back, forward fold. Relax the back of your neck. Good, breathe in, come up halfway to a flat back. Belly in, pull your shoulder blades together. Good. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, sweep up. Little back bend if you want. Looking up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Round your back. Forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Flat back. Halfway lift. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press into the ground. Come all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. This time as you inhale, sweep your arms up. Take a steeple grip up over your head. So you'll interlace all your fingers but number one and your thumb. Lift up towards the ceiling and then tip to the left. Side stretch. Good. Deep breath in. Lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, tip to the right. Good, we'll do that again. Keep breathing. Inhale, lift up to center. Exhale, tip to the left. Hold here. Grounding down through that right sit bone and right foot. Good. Pause and breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Good. Take another breath in. Lift up towards the ceiling. Come back to center. Exhale, tip to the right. Left foot and sit bone stay down. Good. Pause and breathe. Coming back up to center, breathing in. As you exhale, release your hands, open up the chest. So think about pulling your elbows towards the side bodies. So not just bringing your elbows down, but really opening up the chest. So pulling your shoulder blades together. Good. And then release your hands, grab onto the side of your chair, lift your chin a little bit more, heart opening. So broadening all the way across the front of the shoulders and the chest, shoulder blades pull together. So you're really activating that middle part of your back. Feel that activation there. Good. Exhale, come back to a neutral spine. So I want you to bring your legs out a little bit wider. Good. Either come down to your forearms, or I want you to reach between your hands and comes down, or between your legs and come down to the floor. So wider leg forward fold. Take a breath in. As you exhale, move both your arms over to your right foot or leg. So if you're not reaching for your ankle, then you're up on your thigh, but I want you to let the left arm kind of dangle down so you're getting a side stretch. So you should feel a stretch into the side of your torso as well as almost into your low back. Good. Pause and breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Relax your head and neck. Walk your hands back through the center or come into the center. Relax your neck, forward fold. Breathe into the low back. Good. This time, come over to the left ankle or thigh. So again, inviting a little bit of a side stretch here. You're breathing into that side and back. Meeting yourself where you're at for range of motion here. We're not trying to force anything. We're just trying to support our own bodies. Remember, we're letting go of expectations of what should be. Taking each moment for what it is. Come back through the center. Last time, forward fold. Relax the back of your neck. And then slowly walk your hands up your thighs. Come back to a neutral position, belly in. Point and flex the feet a little bit. So just kind of activating through the ankles again, using those calf muscles. Good. And then relax your heels down. Hands come to the sides of your chair. Shoulder blades pull in and down. Lift your chin. Heart opening. Opposite pose. So we were rounding in our spine, and now we're extending our spine. Pause and breathe. Lift your chin up, opening at the base of the throat. Cross the shoulder, the front of the shoulders, and the collarbones. Good. As you exhale, slowly release. Keep your legs nice and wide. Take a breath in. Sweep your arms forward with your palms up. Good. And then open up the chest. Pull the shoulder blades together. Really press into your feet. Good. Exhale. Hands come to heart center. Good. This time I want you to try lifting your heels up as you do it. So press into your legs. Lift your heels up. Inhale. Bring the palms forward and out. So heels are lifted, noticing a little bit of activation in your feet and ankles. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center, set your heels down. Good. One more time, nice and long through your spine. Inhale, float your heels. Palms are gonna come forward and out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Beautiful, opening up that chest. Nice. Exhale, hands to heart center, set your heels down. Good. Place your hands on your thighs. Take a breath in. As you exhale, turn and look to the right and press your left knee out to the side. So a little bit of a groin inner thigh stretch. Turning and looking back to the right. Coming back to center. Take a breath in. Look towards me. Good. Go ahead and dip that right shoulder in. Turn and look to the left. So warming up the spine. Good. Deep breath in. Come back to center one more time. Exhale. Turn and look to the right. Left shoulder dips in. Press that left knee out to the side. Good. We'll stay for a couple of breaths here. Pause and breathe, keeping your belly in as you rotate. Kind of rotating from the lowest part of your spine. Good. On an inhale, slowly come back to center. Exhale, looking back to the left this time, pressing the right knee out to the side. So try not to collapse through your trunk. So your chest is still lifted as you turn. Good. Pause and breathe. And then slowly coming back to center. So we're going to do a couple of lunge poses or a lunge series in sitting. So if you're not already seated towards the front of your chair, go ahead and scoot towards the front of your chair. Good, and we're gonna take the legs out nice and wide again if they're not there. And we're gonna go ahead and turn to the, you can turn to the right and let your left leg drop in. So you're gonna turn to the right, let your left leg drop in, and we'll keep our leg that's back, should be your left leg. Try to get that knee in line with your hip, okay? So if your knee is behind your hip, that's okay if you have a little bit more flexibility through the thigh, but at least try to get that knee below your hip. So when we do a lot of sitting, those hip flexors get tight. So that's what we're working on, stretching out here. So you're just kind of perching on the edge of your chair and think about really pressing that leg back. Good, and then see if you can sweep one or both arms up for our lunge. Good. Yep, relax the tops of your shoulders and breathe. Good, and then we're gonna put some weight into that front leg, and then I want you to sweep your arms back, one or both arms back, and pull the shoulder blades together and kind of hinge over that front leg. So airplane arms, we call it. So pulling the shoulder blades together, but still keeping your belly in. Nice. Notice the activation in the back body. Feel some weight on that front leg. And then inhale, sweep your arms back up. Press the front of that left hip forward. Low lunge and breathe. Nice activation through the legs. One more time, sweep the arms back. Airplane arms, hinge forward over your leg. Tummy muscles are in, chest stays lifted. Nice posture here. Good. Inhale, bring the arms up. And then exhale, give your arms a break. I want you to straighten out that back knee and put your heel down and turn your toe out a little bit. And then come up to warrior two. So your right knee is going to be over your ankle. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. And then you're going to look over that front hand. So just like you were doing, you're perched at the edge of your chair, but now we have a nice long wingspan with the arms, nice wide stance through the legs. Good. Nice. Try to line up your shoulders over your pelvis. So our tendency in warrior two is always to kind of lean forward. So you're sort of relaxing the tops of the shoulders, looking over that front hand. Good. And then as you exhale, release the arms down. Take a couple shoulder rolls back, just kind of releasing tension out of the neck. And then we'll bring the arms up one more time. Deep breath in, raise them up, palms down. And then turn your front palm to face the ceiling. So turn your front palm up. Good, and then as you exhale, you're gonna send it back, reverse warrior. So you'll set that back hand nice and light on your back thigh or calf, and take that front palm and face it back. So you're getting a little side stretch here. Nice. Good. Awesome. Pause and breathe. Back knee is straight. You're breathing. Doing your best not to hold your breath. And then as you exhale, slowly release back to a neutral spine. You can relax your legs, toe heel them back into that nice neutral but wide leg stance. So let's just go ahead and pump the ankles a little bit. So lift the heels, lift the toes, keep your spine long. So even when we're sort of in between poses, I don't want you to let your body collapse down. So keep your spine nice and long and active. Good. So now with that left leg, we're gonna turn it to face whatever the opposite side. and then we'll drop the right knee in. So we'll move through those same poses on the second side. So here's where we were trying our best to get the knee underneath the hip, and we're pressing the front of the hip forward. So you should just be perched on the edge of your chair, and you want your shoulders to be over your pelvis. Good, sort of grounding down through that front foot. And then you can sweep one or both arms up, but let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. So lunge variation. Good. Kind of meet your body where it's at. So if you need to make some adjustments to be able to come into this posture, it's fine. Good. Then we'll take those airplane arms. So sweep the arms back, hinge your trunk forward. So now you have a straight line from your head all the way down to perhaps your knee. Tummy muscles are in, shoulder blades pulled together. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Low lunge. Press the front of that right hip forward, feeling that little length into the hip flexor and the quad. Exhale, sweep the arms back, hinge your trunk over that front thigh, shoulder blades pull together. Good. Pause and breathe. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. And then exhale, release the arms down. You can go ahead and pivot that back heel down, turn the toes out to the side, and get that back knee straight as we prep for Warrior Two. So in Warrior Two, your back toes are going to be facing this direction, and your front toes are going to be turned out to the side. And remember, you're just using your chair as your prop here. So you're kind of using it to support a little bit of your body weight. Nice long spine posture. As you're ready, arms come up to shoulder height. You're going to look over that left hand. Whatever hand you have forward, palms down. Again, check your shoulder over pelvis alignment. So if you're kind of doing this, see if you can bring your shoulders back over your hips. Pause and breathe. Really activating the legs here, friends. Good. Let those shoulders drop down away from your ears. Yeah, nice. Good. And then let's turn the front palm up towards the ceiling again. And then as you exhale, send it back. So nice and easy, reverse warrior. So here we were, we turned our palm up, and then we're just gonna float that palm to face backwards for reverse warrior. Nice. Beautiful. And then inhale, come back to Warrior Two. Exhale, release the arms down. Take your time. Toe heel your feet back in so they're about hips distance apart. And then just pedal out those feet a little bit. Good. Sit nice and tall in your chair. Take a deep breath in. Sweep one or both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Go ahead and come up to standing if you're comfortable with that. You can have your chair either probably in front of you is going to be the best. I'm going to turn to the side just so you can see me a little bit better. So front or side to start. Let's bring the feet so they're about hips distance apart, or maybe a little bit closer if you feel like you have good balance today. And then we'll come into mountain pose, palms forward, nice and broad across the collarbones. And just notice the ground beneath your feet. So just like you did when we were sitting, I want you to feel the ground beneath you. And then kind of pick up your toes and spread them wide. Just really connect to the ground. So sometimes we have limited sensation in our feet, so we just kind of want to really notice the ground beneath us. And then sometimes I know it's a little bit harder when we have our screens down, but I want you to try to look straight ahead. Pull your tummy muscles in. Good. And then as you inhale, I want you to come into chair pose. So you're going to sink at your hip crease, sit your butt back, and your hands can come to your chair, or they can come to heart center, or if you want an additional challenge today, they can go forward. So just like you're sitting in a chair, good. Exhale, mountain pose. So your belly is going to be in, and you're going to tuck your tailbone under a little bit. So let's do it again. Inhale, chair. Sink your hips down. If you want to make it harder for yourself today, come a little lower. Keep your tummy in though. Good, and try not to overextend your neck, so just look straight ahead. Pause and breathe, and then exhale, mountain pose. Good, from here, place one or both hands on the chair, and then I want you to step your left leg back, and we'll come into our warrior one position with our feet. So your back foot is gonna be slightly toed out, and your right toes are forward. Hips are square to the front, bend into your front knee. Good, you can use fingertips on the chair if you'd like for balance. So you probably have a good 2 or 3 feet between your front foot and your back foot, and you can shorten or lengthen that depending on how you feel. Good, one or both arms up. So still kind of feeling a little length into that left hip flexor. And then let's try that airplane arms posture again. So you're gonna hinge your trunk forward, sweep your arms back. So now you feel that nice straight line from the top of your head all the way down to your heel. That's where you're sending your energy line. Keeping your chest lifted and your tummy in. Good, good for balance. Nice. Good, inhale, sweep the arms back up. Warrior one. Exhale, step forward, chair if you need to, and then breathe in, chair pose, coming right back. Yep, tummy in. Take a break if you need to. Good, exhale, mountain pose. Good, this time I want you to take a step back with your right foot. Turn those toes slightly out to the side. Bend into your front knee, warrior one. So back toes are slightly turned out. If you're using your chair, I would say have your foot pretty close to between the chair legs, and then if you need it for balance, it's right there. Back toes are out. You're gonna get your hips so they're facing the back of the chair. One or both arms are up. Good. And then as you exhale, airplane arms. Hinge your trunk over that front leg. Think about reaching your fingertips down for that back foot. Pull the shoulder blades together. Tummy muscles are in. Relax your face and jaw. Good. Continuing to breathe. Inhale, sweep the arms back up. Warrior one. Exhale. Inhale, come back to the top of your mat. Chair pose. Sink it down. Last time. Tailbone tucks under. Float your arms up. Whatever works best for your body. And then exhale, mountain pose. Beautiful. I want you to take your arms and you can stack your forearms or just let them relax on the chair. Let's take a supported forward fold using our chair. So you'll take your feet back a little bit, stack your arms and let your forehead relax on your arms. Bend your knees and you just get a little bit of rounding into your back. So just supported forward fold here, not letting your head go super low. Bending your knees as you need to, and you can kind of shift into your knees a little bit if that feels good. And take a cleansing breath here. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And doing that again, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Good, and then go ahead and walk your feet forward towards your chair. And then with your fingertips supported on the chair, we're gonna move into warrior three. So a little bit of supported balancing today. So I want you to step your right foot back just about a foot. Okay, so your foot's gonna be back behind you, your feet are staggered. So we're gonna be moving into maybe a little bit more weight onto the front foot, so onto the front leg. So fingertips, one or both on the chair. I want you to start to shift your weight onto your left foot. And then you can bring the back toe back a little bit, or you can start to lift it up. But we're gonna work towards kind of lowering our trunk down a little bit as we balance on that front leg. Couple of things to keep in mind, my friends. If you can't come to one leg all the way, don't worry about it. Remember, we let go of expectations, so we're just exploring. So I just don't want you to focus on taking more weight in the left leg and letting the right leg come up, or just bringing the toe to the mat or the floor. So a little bit more weight in that front leg, kind of starting to bring your trunk forward. So traditionally, you can play with that, keep playing with that a little bit. Traditionally, if we moved into our full warrior three pose, your trunk would be parallel to the floor. Okay, so that's what we're working towards. We're not going to do that today, but that's the direction that you want to feel your body moving. So you just start to take weight on that front leg and let your back leg float up. Pause and breathe, and then release back to mountain pose. Good, we're gonna do the same thing on the second side. So step that left foot back. Really stand tall through your spine. So nice and tall through your spine, and then you're gonna start to take more weight on your front foot. So start to bring your trunk a little bit more forward, but keep your tummy in. And then maybe you just come to that back toe, take a little bit more weight on the front leg. So this is it. There's lots of modifications for this depending on how you feel. If you do end up kind of floating that leg up in the back, you can still hold on to the chair, but maybe you play with lifting one hand off or both hands off. So just kind of meet your body where it's at today, keeping your tummy in, staying for a few breaths, and then when you're ready, coming back into mountain pose, noticing the ground beneath your feet, palms are forward. And then we're gonna take the hands to the chair back one last time, and this time we're gonna take big giant steps back and come to chair dog. So I want you to step your feet back as far as you feel comfortable. And then once you get there, I want you to press your sitting bones back. So you're kind of getting a nice line, heart is kind of melting towards the floor, sit bones pressed back, and your weight is back on your heels. Getting a good stretch on either side of the torso and only going as far as you feel comfortable. Good, nice. So it should feel some stretch into the back, across the front of the shoulders, into the hamstrings, the calves. And then while you're here, take a couple of nice deep breaths. So inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Do that a couple more times. Think about directing the breath to the areas where you notice more restrictions. And then when you feel ready, taking your time, kind of bend into your knees and then just slowly walk your feet back up to your chair. Once you come back, go ahead and pedal out those feet. So lifting up the heels or lifting up the knees a little bit. Take your time, just being mindful of how you feel. Beautiful. Good. And then let's go ahead and come back to sitting in our chair. Very nice, friends. We'll take one more hip opening stretch. So from here, if you need a towel or a strap, you can go ahead and grab that if you have it. We'll take our seated pigeon pose. So from here, we're gonna take our right leg, we're gonna cross it over the left. So this is good. We got to be able to get our socks and shoes on. We got to be able to have that good motion in our hips and our to be able to continue to do a lot of those things. So once you bring that leg up, If you're not able to get it up, this is where you would use the towel or the strap. And then I want you to just kind of think about leading with your chest and kind of hinging over your leg and then coming back to a neutral spine. Or if you don't want to go back and forth, just hold wherever you feel a good stretch and really try to relax the knee down. So sometimes when we feel tight, we kind of hold that tight posture. So see if you can just relax your leg a little bit. Good. Kind of breathing into those muscles around the hips. And then slowly coming out of it. And then we'll switch sides. So crossing left over right this time. Sitting nice and tall, relaxing through the hip and knee on that top leg, and then see what feels good. Folding over or kind of moving in and out of it. Continuing to breathe. So let's start to lengthen the breath again, inhaling and exhaling at a pace that feels good and available to you today. And then when you're ready, you start to slowly come out of it, bringing both feet back down, sitting tall in your chair one last time. Take a breath in, sweep one or both arms up. Exhale, release the arms down. Good, again, nice deep breath in, sweep up. Exhale, release the arms down. Come into a comfortable resting position in your chair, whatever feels good for you. Blink your eyes closed or lower your gaze. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Notice how your body feels. Notice the mind. Notice your breath. I invite you now to just come into a comfortable, relaxed posture, letting go once again of expectations, of any thoughts that you're having, and just allowing yourself to be present. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose, deep exhale through the mouth. Blink your eyes closed or lower your gaze. Let the chair support you. Put a pause on the mind chatter. Take a moment of gratitude for coming to your yoga practice today and for taking this time for yourself. And then repeating these phrases quietly to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. Enjoying a few moments of peace and stillness.